good to see you guys again after a couple of weeks. We're sorry we were gone for 2 weeks. Our first week off was intentional. We purposely took a week to head over to a music festival for a few days and had some fun. But our second week off was not intentional, and that's because, as you'd expect at a big music festival, we caught COVID. So we spent about 10 days pretty much bedridden. It was pretty rough. We were hoping that being young and healthy and fit would, help us get through the sickness a lot quicker, but it did not. So it's been pretty much exactly 10 days since I first tested positive, and it's really just now that we actually have a little bit of energy. So we figured we'd head up to our land just to check on some things. We don't have a whole lot of energy yet, so we're going to take it a little bit slow. But we did want to check up on our garden and the cabin to make sure they're still doing okay. So it's been 18 days since we last tended to the garden, and we really weren't sure what we were going to find. We were expecting everything to just be dead, but I don't think we found a single dead plant, which is pretty miraculous, honestly. We're very happy with that. Our 6 tomato plants are booming. They're going to be giving us some red tomatoes very, very soon. We've already plucked off a couple ripe strawberries. We have some bell peppers growing, basil's growing. Everything is pretty much flourishing, which was a huge load off of our shoulders. We were very, very happy to find that. And I'll show you guys something really funny that we stumbled upon. So when we left 18 days ago, there was a zucchini maybe about this long, and we thought it would definitely grow while we were gone, but we did not expect this. And we also have our wild raspberries that are starting to come out, so that'll make a good addition to our breakfast tomorrow morning. So that covers the garden and the plants, and now we're going to head up to the cabin to check on it, make sure the tarps are still on it, and hopefully it's still standing. So I know we haven't been filming a whole lot lately, and that's just because for the past like 4 or 5 log layers, it's been pretty repetitive stuff. Every log has been the same. It's just like these half logs where we first cut out a piece to form around the window frame. We put the log up, scribe it, notch it, put the dowel in. So it's been pretty repetitive for the past 4 or 5 log layers, so we didn't really want to bore you guys. So we opted to film a little bit less, and that also allowed us to work a lot faster, which means now we're getting to the exciting part. So as you can see, we're finally getting above the window frame here. The next log that we're going to be putting up is going to span across the window frame. It's going to be a full log. It's the same thing for the window on the north side of the cabin. The south window and the door frame, we still have maybe 2 or 3 half logs before we can finally put full logs above them. But we're finally getting to a little bit more exciting stuff, so we're going to start filming a little bit more. So we're going to put a full log up above this window frame here. We're going to have to account for some settling, of course, of the log cabin. We've been debating and questioning how much settling to actually account for. A lot of resources online say that 3/4 inch for every foot of log height is what you should aim for. But those are typically for if you're using really green logs and if you're using moss under a fully scribed log, because they have moss under the notches and between the logs. So that moss is going to, of course, compress over time. But also the greener logs that you're using, it means it's going to shrink more over time. Our logs, in comparison, have already been drying for probably 1 to 2 years. So they're already pretty dry. We don't expect them to dry and shrink a whole lot more than they are. They've probably already done the majority of their shrinking. So we've been thinking that 3/4 of an inch for every foot is a little bit excessive in our situation. We thought maybe bring it down to 1/2 inch for every foot, but it's always better to leave a little bit more space than not enough. So we're thinking maybe 5/8 of an inch for every foot of height is what we're going to aim for. So this window frame here is 28 inches high, so that gives us about 1.5 inches of spacing that we're going to leave on top of the window frame. So let's get to it. You just saw us put the log up, but we realized we made a little bit of a mistake. We didn't take enough off the part that's going to be above the window frame, so we had to take it down. We took off an extra 3/4 inch in this section here. So when we put it up now, should theoretically be 1.5 inches of gap. So let's try it out. This log you see behind me, you may have seen it in a previous episode. It fell back in November, December in a big windstorm. So we decided to harvest it, and we're going to use it for the beam on the second floor of our cabin. So it's going to span across the two walls, and it's basically going to support the second floor, the mezzanine of our cabin. So we're going to harvest a 15-foot section here. We might be able to get a second log out of it because it is pretty big, pretty long. So let's see how it goes. Cracking up.